Crescent moon adorns the battlefield and the two armies clash. Under half moon, the Krut arrive. And the warband, one charges forwards yelling. Shortly afterward, the rest follow. One Goblin Berserker killed and a bunch of my dudes were killed. Come on. 10 soldiers killed, 12 Goblin Berserkers killed. I guess half my soldiers are just goblins anyway. While fighting rages on, a small green frog hops across the battlefield, and it makes it to the other side. Frog tips. Frog is very good at hopping through war zones. Please enlist Frog. But the forklift that was loading your truck broke down. Seems like you guys need to hire better mechanics. Anyway, my troops are dead. The skirmishing force of Crook has trampled your forces in the battle. Well. At least it was just the one. Wow, man, we need to whip our prisoners better. Your prison's labor was fruitless, earning you only 16 gold. God damn, come on. I guess we need to invest in better whips. Sheesh. We get some money from the Goblin Slavers, some money from general taxes, some money from our gambling tax. We get some tributes from the Greenskin Mining Company. I guess they had a worse payout this year. Caravans have gotten better because we're, trading with the Blood Court now, as well as the these guys who were at war with me for ages, as well as these guys who are new. Wagon Man traded with us this year. We got 8 gold in interest from our stored gold. We enlist some soldiers from my 5 lands. 3 goblins join you, and small noble quarters draw in a new knight. We pay people. The Bandit Horde pillaged 306 gold. Grand Champion training has increased Sir Osric skill slightly by +1. The militia recruits new peasants. Well, that's not good. And the treasury has increased by not much, a pittance, frankly. Okay, well. Public opinion is 24. We got 39 years remaining in this playthrough. I think that we should just get to why we're all actually here and start betting on blood sports. Let's check out our Grand Champion again. What are your stats currently? Hired Hammer is better than the last guy. He's got 3 wins. Let's watch the Grand Champion. Let's bet on the Grand Champion's fight. So, Sir Osric, the Hired Hammer, versus Sir Durd Greyfoot. Well, I have faith in Sir Osric, frankly. So we're going to bet 5,000 on him. It's probably a bad idea. The interest rate do be realistic, ATM. It's like 0.35% currently, I think. There are ways to crank it up, but people need to like you. The crowd scream and shout, and the 2 fighters emerge and begin the long walk to the center of the arena. The moment is tense, and they get ever closer until they are almost in reach. The crowd waits eagerly for the first blow. Sir Osric, the Hired Hammer, swings and stabs Sir Durd Greyfoot. Okay, well, why is your HP so low, Hired Hammer? Anyway, stabs him a second time with a well-placed hit. Gets him lightly with a third well-placed hit. Crowd cheer. Sir Osric, the Hired Hammer, shouts, "I will get you."
Overkill.
And overkills him. Well, that's good. We win 10,000 gold. Excellent. Sir Durd Greyfoot, defeated, will never fight nor breathe again. The people cheer as the Grand Champion keeps his title and continues to wear our glorious self-designed hat and leaves victorious. Glory to Sir Osric, the Hired Hammer. Invite the Grand Champion to live in his newly built quarters, and he gets +5 battle score. You were just waiting for the one-hit kill. I mean, could have happened. We're going to bet on some fights. The Blessed Knight or the Orange Earthen Scion Mindwalker. Who do we bet on, chat? Also, speaking of betting, investments are open if you guys want to invest your tickets. Mindwalker do be a winner? He be walking on your mind, if you don't mind. Let's go with the Mindwalker, and I'm going to bet 1,000. This could go either way. The Blessed Knight has very little HP, and the Mindwalker has a lot of HP. Earth and Scion Mindwalker stabs a Blessed Knight's body and overkills him. Well, I guess we picked the right one. He two-shot him. And we win 1,500 gold. All right, well, on to the next one. See, yeah, it seems to be like... So, pacifist means I think he's going to refuse to fight. So I'm going to bet on Hant of the Past. And I'm going to bet 1,500. So the Hant of the Past versus the Pacifist Invincible Half-Demon Hellguard. Nice HP. The Pacifist Half-Demon Hellguard looks around a little concerned. Pacifist Half-Demon Hellguard closes his eyes and cries a little. Pacifist Half-Demon Hellguard looks around a little concerned. Pacifist Half-Demon Hellguard almost goes to swing, but stops himself. The Pacifist Half-Demon Hellguard cries a little. And the pacifist stands idle as an angry crowd member leaps forward and stabs the pacifist Half-Demon Hellguard in the head, and then he turns to the crowd and says, "What? Someone had to do something," before running off. Pacifist Half-Demon Hellguard is defeated. I'm gonna never fight nor breathe again. Crowd cheers for the victorious Hant of the Past. Poor guy. I mean, he was a pacifist, so... Anyway, that's as much betting as we can do. Time to go explore the realm. Let's head to the north. Head even further north and explore. You spot a lone wilderman trudging through the snow. He looks at you and grunts before scratching his head, confused. "Who are you?" He scratches his head and grunts at you confusedly. "Join me!" He scratches his head and grunts at you confusingly. What do we do, What do we do, chat? Do we move on or do we kill him? Are those slaves? Now they're gladiators. It's a career job if you don't die. Then there are, you could turn them into a slave fighting pit, but currently they're just gladiators. But it's like mercenaries that go fight. Who are you? Who are you? Ignore him and move on. You notice a large, slightly bloodied wilderman walking nearby. Who are you? Who are you? Join me. Ignore him and move on. Keep moving further north. I think that might be everything. Although we found the Wild Home. You'll approach Wild Home, the largest settlement of wildermen in the north. There's currently 676 wildermen here. I think that might be almost everything there is to explore up there. All right, well, I guess what we can do while we're out there, we can go to the Brawler's Pit and win some more money. Let's bet on the Brawler's Pit. Smick, the infamous fighter, and Ilmar, the rough wilderman. Who do we bet on, chat? Smek or Ilmar? The exacts of why people fight is unknown, probably varies. Yeah, I think it's like some of them are just bored and want to fight. Some of them are probably slaves. Some of them are career combatants. Some of them are knights who got cheated on by their wife and all that fun stuff. Smek, we're betting on Smek. Well, 404, coins not found. Smek, the fighter, with 67 HP versus Ilmar, the rough wilderman, with 73 HP. But the pacifist, probably a slave. Why he fight? Good question. Comedy? Ooh, looks like Smek is out smacking him. Uh-oh. No, not anymore. Oh, Jesus. Smek, please. Chat. Okay. What direction does this go? Smek misses the infamous fighter with his last hit. Rough Wilderman lands a hard punch on the opponent. Uh-oh. I think Smek's dead. Rip Smek. 404. Payout not fair. Let's try again. The rough fighter or the frail fighter? I think we're going to pay for the rough fighter. And I'm going to bet 1534. Our maximum bet. Mertium, the frail fighter, lands a punch on the opponent. These guys don't actually fight to the death, though. They generally don't. Sometimes they accidentally kill the other one, but these guys are just brawlers. Victory, Thyrek, the rough fighter, is the winner, and you win twice your bet. All right. Time to jump back into the dock row. Who claimed to be a pacifist to avoid being sent to war. To be totally fair, Muhammad Ali didn't kill people. He just punched people really hard and knocked them out. Like you don't have to kill people to be a boxer. He fought for sport. Makes sense. We're going to arrange a black market shipping venture, which almost always fails. So this time I'm going to invest in coal because I'm Santa. Damn it. Back out of the black market. We're going to go to the strength stone and rub it. I think it's 3 times. Yes. Killing and boxing are very different ventures, yes. All right, there's 10 people waiting to speak with Santa. I go to the throne room. You know, blame the guy. It's just kind of a fun, relevant tidbit. Yeah, totally. You are visited by a one-armed trader who enters the court with 2 young men. He asks that you hire them as soldiers, as they are finding work on the family farm unchallenging. What do you say? 30 gold per head? What happened to your arm there, man? I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. Forcefully enlist the boys and pay nothing? Fuck no. Mark, what kind of monster are you? Here's the offer, clearly. No child soldiers. You were visited by a southern miner who claims one of your soldiers has threatened him, and he seeks money in pay. All right, 2 coins, okay. You are visited by a gambler who claims one of your soldiers burned down his farm when confronted about stealing an apple. He says his livelihood is gone, and he has nothing. Pay 141 gold in reparation. A gambler, and your livelihood is farming, you say? Are you sure I'm not just paying you for your gambling debt? No, it's called sport. Stone. Come on, please. I'm kind of leaning to the dungeons with him, yeah. Minus when public opinion rumor of your cruelty spreads. You are visited by a jester's son who says, "Hello, Saint. I've come to read you a joke on behalf of my father who is too sick to come. He says that he wishes his material to make you laugh before he dies." You know, I'm going to read this joke to you, chat. I convinced a pirate captain to crash his ship into a huge dock. He crumbled under the peer pressure. I actually really like the jokes in this game. They're generally pretty good. Hey, Reg, what's up? What do we have to say to this man, chat? What do we have to say? That was a good enough joke to be paid 20 gold. All right. The jester's son smiles and bows and then says, bless you with all of my heart, Santa. All right, your guards bring forward a man who is accused of breaking into houses. Ask him to explain himself. What? What's to explain? I committed a crime. Oops, I mean, I didn't commit a crime. Hey, maybe forget that last bit. The guard informs you he's guilty. What do we do to this man, chat? Execute dungeons. Or dungeons. Executions or dungeons. Execution or dungeons. If we put him in the dungeons, we make money from him. Do I put him in the dungeons or execute him? Off with his head. Fuck, dude, that's intense. Dungeons. Okay, dungeons. It is believed the man was guilty, +1 prisoner. The man's eyes roll back before they pass out and hit the floor. Your guards pick up the body and take him to prison. You are visited by a foreign man who claims to have found a strange orb inside of a statue he accidentally broke. The foreign man wants to give you the orb. Accept the orb. Depends, did he break it via the chimney? This is true. You're visited by a mad laborer who claims one of your soldiers threatened him, and he seeks money in return. 10 gold. Okay. You are visited by a traveling bard who says, wow, he asks to play a song on his vampiric lute for the price of 190 gold. I am a master musician. Shall play you a great and lengthy song. That's a lot of gold. To the dungeons with him, naturally. Let's ask his name. His name is Nitervina. Nitervina. Sounds like a tea brand. Not a chance. Yeah, it's expensive, dude. I mean, why would I spend my gambling money on a bard? We're gonna let him leave the court. He says, damn it, and leaves. You are visited by a farmer who says, a dispute needs to be settled. His neighbor broke one of his gates and won't pay for a new one. Do we make the neighbor pay for a new gate? No hat. He probably had a very small one. Or maybe he's from a different faction, because only my citizens are forced to wear a hat. Sounds fair. The farmer shouts, thank you, before dashing out the throne room. +1 public opinion. You are visited by a famous beggar who claims one of your soldiers threatened him, and he seeks money in return. 6 gold? Yeah, fine. He says, and you pay the gold, and it's accepted, and the famous beggar begins laughing. Thank you, you're the best, and he runs out. No one's here. We can finally sit in peace. Upgrade the throne room. Oh, I still no. I need more money. Let's see. I'm gonna build defense palisades. I don't get raided. And I'm going to build some training grounds. And that's all of my money. So, that's that year. This is true. We do need money. We're going to end the current year. We're going to launch no attacks. The rebels have launched an assault against us. Do we want to see the battle? No, it's we lose 79 gold and some soldiers. We were attacked by Kruts? No. Seems like we lost all the dice rolls. Word reaches you that Merrick has crippled a local troublemaker and has formed a bandit gang within your lands. They're called the Gold Hand Seal Wolf. And they will crush you. Hey, your Estock coal venture has been successful, earning us 300 bucks. Neat. Oi! Fucking finally! I guess my verbal threats of buying bigger whips scared them into actually making us some money at the prisons. That's good. We get some money from general taxes, get some money in contributes from the Goblin Slaver. Caravans make us some money. That's good. Hey, shout outs to these guys. The Sardom with the elite payout there. 8 gold in interest from your gold in the bank. Prisoners are paying off. Yep. To the dungeons with him, as they say. 56 of your soldiers desert and join the rebellion's much larger army. This is true. You enlist 21 soldiers from your 5 lands. Small noble quarters. Grand champion training is increased. His skill by 3. That's pretty good. A raid from the rebels, pillaging some money. And we get 5,000 gold. Okay. I think we will start off with the fights. Let's go to the Grand Champion. We're going to bet on the Grand Champion. Rayek, the Poet Axe Walker versus Sir Osric, our champion, Hired Hammer. I bet 5 grand on the Hired Hammer. I am losing poorly to the Rebels, yes. Heavily. Admittedly, the Rebels have a massive advantage because of the start that we took. We took the We Are a Slave Revolt. So I am a Santa, and my subjects are slaves that escaped from the Slaver's Post. So that gives the Rebels a huge advantage at the start. And they still have a huge advantage. We're trying to do our best, but I don't know if we'll ever actually beat them. We might beat them in the post-game, though. Sir Osric the Hired Hammer swings widely, hitting nothing. Sir Osric the Hired Hammer gets a decent hit on the Poet Axe Walker. Sir Isaac Hammer throws his blade high in the air and catches it for the crowd, and then gets another fantastic strike on this Poet Axe Walker. Could you imagine walking on axes? That sounds painful. And gets another hit on him, and another hit on him, and another hit on him, and damn! And Racerick Axe Walker shouts, "You go stab now!" Not much of a poet. And dead. Anyway, Sir Osric the Hired Hammer slices Racix, the poet's head in 2. Ugh. Ew. Head in 2. Oy. Oy. Also, I think the real reason why the Hired Hammer is so good is because he's wearing the hat that I designed myself. I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. It's my attempt at a Santa hat, okay? Racix, the Poet Axewalker, defeated, and his corpse is dragged away. People rejoice, and the Grand Champion keeps his title and leaves victorious while the crowd chants, "Sir Osric the Hired Hammer, Sir Osric the Hired Hammer." Yeah, that's some money. So I actually kind of have some pretty decent faith in this guy. He's got almost 200 battle score. I'm thinking that we look into running a tournament. I'm thinking we do a 8-man tournament. You're off to bed, Mark. You have a good night. Thanks for hanging out briefly. And I hope that you're having a fantastic holiday, dude. So, the members of the tournament are Sir Osric the Hired Hammer, Nudaraf the Mighty Conqueror, Mel the Kiss of Death, Nikapi, the Scallywag VII, that's definitely a pirate, Sir Beldwin, the Staff of Incarnate, Mirkred Vonson, Alfric Draxton, and Baduk, the Bane of Ogres. Since I have actual beer in hand. Cheers. Mark, you have a good night. It is the day before holidays. Would I like to bet? Yes. Sir Osric. 2,500 is the max bet. We'll bet it. The next fight is Sir Osric the Hired Hammer versus Nudraf, the Mighty Conqueror. Do you want to watch this fight? Watch only the fights I've bet on. Sir Osric the Hired Hammer versus Nudraf, the Mighty Conqueror. The crowd cheers for blood, and the two fighters emerge from the gates and march towards each other, awaiting the dance of death that will soon take place. There are 3 fights left until we move to the next stage of the tournament. All right. Sir Osric the Hired Hammer dodges a fireball cast by a warlock in the crowd. Stop trying to bring the fight, you fucking crowd! You know what's funny is, like, if only we told the crowd that we were betting our entire, you know, society's protection money on these fights, maybe they would stop trying to rig it. That, or maybe it's like the rebels are just, like, paying off the crowd or something. Sir Osric the Hired Hammer gets an effortlessly well-placed pair of strikes on Nudraft the Mighty Conqueror. Sir Osric the Hired Hammer gets a second powerful strike on him, hard in the body. Several coins are thrown by the crowd. Sir Osric the Hired Hammer effortlessly blocks a swing from the Mighty Conqueror. And he winks at the Mighty Conqueror. And then while he's winking, clearly the Mighty Conqueror takes this as an opportunity and smacks him on the head. The crowds roar for the Hired Hammer. Overkill. And he overkills the Conqueror. Whew. Gambling is our religion. You're not wrong. Why do I always... So I have a problem with my brain. Whenever I see the word religion, my brain wants to read it as railgun. Does anybody else have that problem? It's like, I look at the word religion. I know it's the word religion, but I always just want to say railgun. It is our railgun, naturally. Anyway, Nudrath, the Mighty Conqueror, is defeated and eliminated from the tournament. The crowd cheers for Sir Osric the Hired Hammer, the mighty victor. Railgun Gion, yes, Railgun Gion. They might start judging Santa for his gambling issues. I hope so. Current standings is... So next we get to go versus Napki the Scallywag. And then on the other side, it's Sir Bledion, the Staff Incarnate, and Baduk, the Bane of Ogres. The gates slide open, and one of the fighter quickly dashes towards the other, ready to spill some blood. The crowd are ecstatic, and cheers, roars, through the and echoes through the crowd for miles around. Oh, also Hobo. If for some reason I don't know if Hobo's still lurking, but I'm kind of assuming he is. If for some reason views go up tonight by a large portion, I might just install and play that bounty tonight. I haven't installed it yet, but I'm gonna install it in the background in case something happens. I don't really expect anything to, but I might do that tonight. So just keep an eye. For those of you who don't know, I accepted a bounty on Twitch for an Earth Defense Force. I'll either do it tomorrow morning or tonight, depending on what happens, because I like Earth Defense Force, and I've played a lot of those games over the years, and I will play more Earth Defense Force when it's made available to me when I don't need to pay much money for it, because that, so. Anyway, I'm installing that in the background now, because I can. Anyway, so the second fight starts. The gates slide open and one of the fighters quickly dashes out towards the other, ready to spill some blood. The crowd are ecstatic, and cheers, roars of the crowd echo for miles around. There is only one more fight left after this, and we will move on to the next stage of the tournament. This is us versus the Scallywag, and Sir Osric the Hired Hammer immediately brings down 2 hard strikes on the Scallywag, and now he's dead. Wow, fucking 2-shot him? You know, chat, we might... I don't want to jinx this, but we might actually have finally gotten ourselves a good champion. Anyway, it's us versus the Bane of Ogres, so maybe I shouldn't jinx it just yet. Sir Osric the Hired Hammer versus Baduk, the Bane of Ogres. What do you think, chat? Do we got this? Yes or no? Maybe just round of beers for this next fight, because, you know, fucking, we're going to need it. We're going to fucking need it. The Bane of Ogres and Sir Osric the Hired Hammer get caught in a parry. The Bane of Ogres manages to get a decent hit in. Ooh, fuck. I think I jinxed it. The Osric shouts, "And so we dance with death!" The Hired Hammer swings, but slightly misses. The crowd cheer for Sir Osric the Hired Hammer and chanting, "Keep it up, you can do it!" Minus 31 HP. Okay, we finally got a hit in. We got another hit in. They got a hit in. We get hit by... Well, we dodged a bottle that was thrown by the crowd. Okay, got a good hit in. He's got layers, man. Maybe he just hates layers, actually. Overkill. And never mind. Why do I keep betting on these? Anyway, we got a new guy in charge, I guess. I guess let's have a look at the Grand Champion. He is better than the last one, though, admittedly. It's the amount of money I've lost on these fucking Grand Champions. Whoa. I've always wanted to see this. So this is just a normal fight in the arena. I'm betting on the champion. Wow. Invincible Half-Demon Hellguard misses a swing and slips. Invincible Half-Demon Champion grins at the Invincible Half-Demon Hellguard. The Invincible Half-Demon Champion throws his blade high in the air and catches it for the crowd. The Invincible Half-Demon Champion swings his Invincible Half-Demon at the Half-Demon Hellguard, but the hit is dodged. Also, Stone, I saw that comment. I'll ask him after. Damn. They don't actually hit each other that hard. Well, not if I don't read them all, which I'm definitely not going to. Ooh, the Invincible Half-Demon Champion dodges a fireball cast by a Warlock in the crowd. The Invincible Half-Demon Champion kills the Hellguard. And we get 3,700 gold for our bet. And that's all that we can bet. You know, I'm going to change the laws of the land. Taxes and subsidies. Remove the gambling tax. So we get paid less at the end of each year, but I can bet more. Wait, what? Maybe not till next year, I guess. Yeah, they are literally half demons. Mm-hmm. We're going to quickly go to the Northlands. We're going to go to the Brawler's Pit. I'm going to bet on the Northern Warrior. Bet 2,000. I think I bet on the wrong guy. Maybe not. Ooh. Ooh. This could go either way, really. 67 HP. 45. Come on, man. You got this. Get that fresh blood. Get that fresh blood. Hey, Abeloth, the Northern Warrior is the wiener. And you win twice your bet. Yay! Fresh bloods aren't that good, but sometimes they have a lot of HP. I think fresh blood is like a greenhorn or a newbie or like a recent recruit or something. The fight is on. Uttian, the famous champion, versus Zux, the thick-skinned veteran fighter. Who would you like to bet? I'm going to go with Uttian, the famous champion. Let's bet 2,000 again. I think we picked the right one. Uttian, famous champion, lands a light punch on the opponent. But Zux retaliates with a solid punch, then gets a double solid punch, in fact. The famous champion lands a light punch on him, bringing him down to 75, and then another punch, and then another punch, and then another punch. Zux, the thick-skinned veteran fighter, lands a punch on the opponent, bringing him down to 56 HP, but now they're 56 to 58, respectively. We're betting on the top one here. Now they hits him again, but then he hits him back, and okay, this is actually going pretty okay for us so far. Oh, maybe not. I should stop, like, potentially jinxing that. Hey, but you got the last hit in, and we are the winner. Yay! That one could have gone either way, realistically. All right, I think thick-skin veteran warrior, probably. Because thick skin gives them, like, better defense. I haven't heard anybody say winner, winner, chicken dinner in a long time, Animal. Like, just kind of forever. It's been a while since I've heard that. You know what I just got, chat? An email talking about Boxing Week deals. Fucking have some class. The shitty consumer holiday isn't even over yet. Why are you trying to, like, Make me spend money on other shitty consumer holiday that isn't even a real consumer holiday. The fight is on. Reinward, the thick-skinned veteran warrior versus Skyrig, the rough brawler. Who would you like to bet on? I'm gonna go with you. 1, 3, 4, 1, which is the maximum bet. Oh, this could go either way. Runward, thick-skinned veteran warrior gets a critical hit on the opponent. Good start for us, though. Bring him down by 50 HP. The rough brawler lands a solid punch on the opponent, bring him down by a little bit, and then we get we get hit by a critical hit, bring us down by like a fucking 100 HP or some shit. The rough-skinned warrior lands a hard punch on the opponent, though, bring him down quite a bit, and then we also get another good hit in on him, bring him down to 140. The thick-skinned warrior gets a third in, and then Ryan, the rough brawler, turns around and gets another critical hit on us, but then misses, and then hits us again. We turn around and hit him a couple of times, but we get a double hit with the critical hit shortly after, and Steam has finished downloading Earth Defense Force 5. Cyberlike the rough brawler misses the opponent, but lands a hard punch on us, and then lands another punch on us, and then lands another punch on us, and then gets a fucking crit. Can you stop, please? Ryan Warg, the thick-skinned veteran warrior, lands a punch on the opponent. Cyric lands a punch on us. We land a punch on him. We land another punch on him. We get a critical hit on him, and we win just like that. All right, let's head north. Head further north. So we found the Explorer Stone. You approach a rock the Northerners called the Explorer Stone. A stone with a strange ancient patterns on it. They say if you rub it 2 times, no more no less, you'll have great luck with exploring. Oh, actually, it works. Interesting. You wander around and you find nothing. We're even further north now. We also found the Huluk Mine. You come upon the Huluk Mine, which is currently unclaimed. You may take the mine for yourself. Take the mine. You claim Huluk Mine for the North Pole. Hallelujah! The flag of the North Pole has risen over the mine. Huluk Mine is now yours, but you'll need to put miners into these caverns to reap any reward from them. Turn peasants into miners. Now, this is interesting. Let's prospect for other caverns within the mines. Prisoners? Peasants, I think. Prisoners would just run away. You have a few miners prospect to dig a few new veins of ore, but prospecting turns up nothing. Damn it. All right, well. Turn peasants into miners. You have no peasants available to put in the mine. Do I need to hire peasants? I guess I need to hire peasants. Oops. There we go. We put 200 peasants into the mines. Oh, the champ's background? Yeah. Visit the arena. Grand champion. We'll invite him to live in his newly built quarters. Grand champion statistics. And ask him what his background is. Huh? What? Where am I? How'd I get here? Oh, I guess I'm an adventurer now? Seems like an intelligent individual. The Grand Champion has a small quarters located outside of the Royal Keep. It's a little bit nicer than the townhouse, and is well maintained. Seems a bit deft. Um. All right, well, this guy seems a little odd. I mean, he's the bane of ogres. Maybe he's the bane of ogres because he annoys the ogres? I guess we should visit the throne room. As you enter the throne room and take your place on the throne of the North Pole, you are told that there are currently 9 people waiting to see you. Send in the next visitor.
You are visited by a drunk man who stumbles in and begins singing, but he's very drunk.
And the singing seems to be terrible, but he seems to be enjoying himself. What do we have to say to this drunk man, chat? While we're saying things to the drunk man, I'm going to quickly go drink some water because I don't have any water on my desk. I ran out of my water bottle. Be back in a moment. Do not go anywhere too quickly unless you really, really must. BRB. Excellent. Consider water refilled. So chat seems pretty divided. There are 4 options, and chat has selected every option. I'll just have the drunk man removed from the court. The drunk man growls, "If you weren't Santa, I'd kick your," and then pauses and notices several armed, angry men watching for his next word. I gotta go. And then he darts off. You are visited by a wise man who says, he has some advice to give. Chad is just drunk. I mean, Chad is always kind of drunk. The question is Chad having fun? Because that's all that really matters. Naturally, we'll listen to the advice. Don't take mere word on face value. Some folk seek to distort the truth. Mood. What do you think of that advice, chat? Yes, you are also a member of chat. Also, a tidbit for anybody who's seen The Matrix 4. Big Chad will be angry. That was very good. You may go now. The wise man bows and then laughs and leaves. You're visited by an armed man who seeks permission to enlist in your army. You have a dapper hat. Welcome to the military. A drunk man enters your court, seemingly oblivious to the presence of yourself and your court, and begins to urinate on one of the walls, putting his hands on his hips for good measure. After 2 minutes of urination, he looks up to see your whole court and smiles and shouts, "Reindeer race," before stumbling towards the exit. Order the pee to be cleaned. Off it, head. Off it, head. On with your head. You know, honestly, Diamond, if you ever played this game, I think that you would just play it as the Queen of Hearts and just roleplay the Queen of Hearts. Just be like, off with her head for everything. You're visited by a Knight Barbarian warrior from the Rosedark Legion carrying a message that the Chief Sheriff Allison of the Teary-Eyed says he will force his people to celebrate the reindeer race in your honor and skin alive anyone who does not participate. Well, we will thank him. He leaves happy. You are, an armed man who didn't join your army for a fee of 18 gold. That's actually a deal, so we'll take it. +1 soldier, thank you. You were visited by a farmer who says a dispute needs to be settled. My neighbor's son keeps stealing apples from my land. He grows turnips and frequently requests we trade, but I don't like turnips, so they steal from me. The apples are my livelihood. This must stop! This is wonderful. Is it really? Well, I'm glad I can help. Chat seems to say, order the boy's father to pay for the stolen apples. The farmer lifts up his 2 arms in the air and shouts, "Yarl!" in a deep voice, before charging out of the door, celebrating. You remain on your throne and look to your guards and quickly snap to attention and tell you that there are currently 2 people waiting to see you. Send in the next visitor. You are visited by a Knight Barbarian warrior from the Rosedark Legion carrying a message from the Chief Sheriff and Ale, son of the Teary Eyes, and he says that he will force his people to celebrate the reindeer race in your honor and skin alive anyone who does not participate. Thank him. You are visited by a Knight Barbarian warrior from the north. Wait, what? Like 3 guys in the row saying the same thing? Okay. What else can we still do? I don't have much in the way of monies. I'm going to visit the Royal Bank. Make a deposit. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to inquire about a loan. $12,500 gold coins is the maximum loan. That's actually like nothing. We will deposit. We will make a withdrawal, I think. And we're gonna go hire some units because I fucking need them. We're gonna hire some peasants. Hire some soldiers. We will hire 20 goblin berserkers. You know what? And we'll spend the rest of our money on our peasants because we can hire 67, and that is, you know, as it should be. All right, well, we're going to end the current year. I'm going to skirmish with the Gold Hand of Sealwolf. And we're going to send half my troops but no peasants. We're going to use as much of the blue tree fruit as we can. Why do they give you the choice to raid your own bank for your own bank? For the same reason that you can send anybody to the dungeon. You're the king. Do what you want. And also, yes, it's the bank, but the bank is like its own faction, sort of. So, my saint, do you wish to watch the battle take place or just hear about it afterwards in the reports? Yes, I would like to see the battle take place. Full moon adorns the battlefield, and the 2 armies clash. Your one nightman units get double strength at night. Interesting. No weather effects during the battle. Or calm weather. Under the starry sky, your army marches out, grinning to meet their moonlit rival. A lone arrow is loosed. that your army, and with your army, a lone arrow is loosed, and with that, your army charges out. Seems like we're getting wrecked. I killed one of my invincible half-demons? Oh, come on. Skirmish was a failure and your troops were slain. Not viewing battle reports. The rebels have invaded. Great. We lose another land. Grand Champion has increased. 404, gold from tributes not found. Get some money from general taxes. We don't get any money this year from the gambling. We've lost most of our land. So that's not good. Trade caravans from these guys paid us well. Maybe these guys were good to be friends with. Although not being friends with these guys is kind of what's fucked us over. Made some money from the Sardom again. Gold hand of a Beowulf. Find and massacre all of your peasants. All of them? All of them. Oh, hey, we make some money from our gold mine. Well, that's good. Grand Champion is increased by 2. Yeah. This is slow death ATM? Yes. Yes, it is. Let's head to the north. We do still have time, though. We can absolutely recover it. Oopsies. Let's go to the Explorer Stone and rub it 2 times. 1, 2. But, you know, this is also one of those games where it doesn't really matter if you die. Because, you know, it's about the journey, not so much the ending, right? It's kind of like Dwarf Fortress. It really doesn't matter if you die in Warsim or if you lose in Warsim. You know, we're telling the story of the corrupt king, Santa, Saint, Daddy, his almighty, powerful master and demander of everybody wearing hats. Yeah, we just need to pump more money into our what's it called? Into our Swedish bank accounts, right? Snowfolk Village. You visit a Snowfolk Village. I think we found Kiri's home. I'm going to send a screenshot of this to Kiri because I think we found Kiri's home. All right, let's visit the chief's hut. The chief of the village meets you and seems cautious. What is it, outsider? Ask about the village. We are an isolated village. We work hard, hunting and crafting. We very rarely trade, so no one comes this far. We dare not send anyone alone. It is a harsh existence at times, but we survive. Ask about the guardian tree. The tree keeps us safe. It is at the heart of the village. I talk to it at times of strife. It does not give me guidance, but peace it gives me. But the peace it gives me guides me to my own advice. Ask about the far north. The far north, is that what you call this place? We call this land the lands of the Everfrost. It is all we know. We hear whispers of other lands, but we know not of them. There is nothing but enemies in these snows. Will you trade with me? No. We will not venture far away from the village. It is too dangerous. How many of you are there? There's 103 of us. Damn, that's a small town. Let's visit the guardian tree. You are told that the guardian tree existed long before the village, centuries ago. Wild folk decided to build their homes around it, and the locals decorate it with flowers and speak to it on occasion. Speak with a random local. I can count on my hand the number of foreign folk I've seen in my life. The 3 brothers are troubled. I hear the winds that roar past the mountains. They carry the sound of trouble. Interesting. Cool. Neat little isolated village. Arlo, maybe Try to hire some of the locals to join you. You ask around, but no one is willing to leave the confines of the village. All right. And then we can go to the northern ruin, or northern ruin. You visit some ruins of an ancient temple from times long forgotten. There is little more than a few pillars and chunks of rock remaining, made with the method of stone crafting that has long since been lost, bearing markings of a language long dead. Wonder how their health is? What, for the Snowfolk Village? I know, when I spoke with Hugh, I don't know if you watched that interview, Stone, but he mentioned about inbred characters removing, because you know how, like, or actually, rather, I can jump back in and show you. Let's visit the Chief's hut. So you know how these characters have, like, faces, right? Inbred characters often remove one line and drop them down one. So I don't think that this guy seems to have a pretty full-size head, so I guess they're not inbred, or at least the leader isn't. Let's do the brawling pit. Let's do the one-eyed warlord because it's me. Bet the 3,000. Ooh, that's not a good bet for us. What? Okay, we lost our money. Let's try again. Whoops. Huh. Apparently, I hit the wrong button. Started a tournament. Oh, I see. The pit champion. Sir Brun the Cutthroat Brawler. We'll bet on you. 2,000 is going to be our bet. Cutthroat Brawler misses the opponent. The fighters seem to be matched evenly. The Brawl Pitman gets a critical hit, and we lose some more money. Oh, this is not going so hot. Oh, come on. Come on. It's because I'm not asking chat. I'm just betting. Probably the wrong thing to do. All right, chat. Who do I go with? Smog, the nasty warrior, or Nindel, the dirty warlord? One or two, chat. Smog? Chat says Smog. What's the difference between nasty and dirty? Like maybe he fights dirty, maybe he fights nasty. Chat saying 2. Smog got this, says Civ. Seems pretty tight. I'm gonna go with Smog. And we'll bet 200 because, like, we're kind of running out. Smog the Nasty Warrior versus... Oh, Jesus. Man, they're just, like, destroying me this time. Smog don't got this, chat. Let's go with the Grizzled Fighter. 1, 6, 5, 4, I guess. Once again. No luck. This is tough times, guys. Well, I guess we should bet on a fight. Damn, girl, you nasty. But Dirty's like, damn, girl, you should clean up a little. I mean, I don't know. The term dirty can be used in many ways, sir. I'm definitely going with the Archblood Tunneler over this Goblin Berserker, and I'm going to bet 900 gold and fucking hope I win. Yay! Cool. We're making some money here. Ugh. Bandit Thug or Blessed Goblin Warlord, chat? Kind of thinking Blessed Goblin Warlord at the very... That's my thunk right here. Also, investments are open if you want to invest your tickets, chat. We're thinking Blessed Goblin Warlord. 404, gold not found. Also, chat, Peter's missing a hat. There's actually a lot of people missing a hat if people feel like giving stocking stuffers. I'm just saying. Am I trying too hard? Anyway, the crowd scream and shout as the two fighters emerge from the long walk to the center of the arena, and the crowd almost go completely silent as they get ever closer until finally they meet. Also, another thing, Patreon for annual subscription, 16% off until the end of the month. Must have just popped up. It popped off earlier today, I think. Damn! I'm glad we didn't bet on that bandit thug. Whoa. Blessed Goblin Warlord steps back and avoids a swift blow from the bandit thug. Steps back again and avoids a swift blow from the bandit thug. Bandit thug tries to attack but misses the shot and actually hits the goblin. Okay.
Overkill.
And then the goblin overkills him. Whew. Well, we're going to bet on the infuriated Brown Coast High Corpse Lord. And I'm going to bet 1,000. All right. The infuriated Brown Coast High Corpse Lord stabs deeply into the knight's body, leaving a huge gash. Stabs him again. Gets a hit by an arrow shot from the crowd. Rip that knight. The Corpse Lord blocks several hits from the knight. And gets a devastatingly solid hit on the knight. And throws his blade high in the air and then catches it for the crowd. Well, we won a bet finally. At least we got 17 fights scheduled this year. Ooh, now this is a fun one. Masked Archbulagraki Alpha or Steel Fist. I don't want him to steal my fist. I'm thinking of the Vagrant Masked Archbulagraki Alpha. Generally go with the person with the longest name, and you're probably good. The crowd chant in near unison while the fighters emerge from the gates and pace towards each other, weapons in hand. The crowd roars as the fighters near each other and the fight begins. The crowd brew at Tyvrek the Steel Fist. Why? And they hit him. He dodges a bottle thrown by the crowd. And Tyvrek the Steel Fist takes 79 damage and gets overkilled. You know, it would be really cool if we could see who the crowd favors. Because the crowd certainly seems to favor people. And Tyvrek the Steel Fist is defeated, and his corpse is dragged away, and the crowd roars and chants for Vagrant Masked Archbulagraki Alpha, and then he leaves victorious. Ooh, welcome back. Wait, what? We're going to bet on another fight because it's my only source of surviving. Hey, Invincible Half-Demon Hellguard. Thank you. Thank you so much. 2,528 gold is the bet. This is what I'm talking about. Stab, stab, stab. Money, please. Thank you. Back into the next one. I've seen people be a fave in one match, and then the crowd throws a gnome and at the next fight. Yeah, pretty much. It's like interesting. I kind of wish that the crowd would like favor one particular person, even if it was just kind of random. And anyway, we paid to watch another fight. We're going with the Tunneler because I know he's going to be stronger. I'm going to bet 3-7, 6-7. The gates slide open, and the two fighters both quickly emerge and dash out towards each other, ready to spill some blood. The crowd are ecstatic, and the crowd cheers and roars, and the crowd echo for miles around. Yeah, that's not even a fair fight. Not a fair fight at all. I like the fighters had a crowd appeal as a hidden stat. Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, I don't know. You remember these games? I mean, this game is new, actually, or newish. It launched in early access in 2017, so this game's pretty new. But this game is fantastic, though. Also, the dev is giving all of his profits to charity from now until the 25th. You mean the gameplay? Yeah, I know what you mean. Games like this, but, you know, game's still new, so it's not that old. It gets it gets updates once, like, every week, doesn't it? More or less. This probably would run on an IBM because, like, it's literally just running in a terminal window. But yeah, it's on Steam and itch, and it's fantastic. It's essentially just text-based Mountain Blade. Like, for some crazy reason, you feel like you wanted to play like a text-based Mountain Blade, it would do that for you. This is early 80s. I know, and I love it. I mean, there's actually, like, believe it or not, an appeal to this kind of game because, for one thing, as somebody who loses quite a bit of his vision every year, this game is played entirely, or can be played entirely in text-to-speech, right? Good luck doing that with The Last of Us. So there is definitely an appeal for this kind of thing. And also, this game is just fucking charming as hell. From multiple people I know who's watched me stream it in the past has said that it's become one of their go-to working from home games because you can just, like, you know, let it sit in the background and then power through a couple windows really fast and make some money and go again. We're playing Santa in the North, running the Kingdom of the North Pole because this game's mostly like a kingdom simulator. And the Kingdom of the North Pole makes the vast majority of its revenue on blood sports, naturally. It's also got 97 million races. Or maybe it's billion. I don't even know. Very big number of possible races and factions that you can have in a world. I'm also just organizing a thing in the background because probably grabbing dinner with my little sister. Right. Goblin Warlord or a Knight Barbarian Warrior? I'm thinking the Knight Barbarian Warrior because they're the same level of stat. Just a matter of which one. Let's go with this guy. I love Cud's font work. Wait, what? The crowd chant in near unison while the fighters emerge from the gates and pace towards each other, weapons in hand. The crowd roars as the fighters near each other, and the fight begins. Maybe we picked the wrong one. The Knight Barbarian Warrior ducks a swift attack from the Goblin Warlord, and the crowd cheers. Our Knight Barbarian hit the Goblin Warlord. Getting some alright hits in, but took a hit. Took 2 hits. Well, I feel like the Knight Barbarian Warrior is getting way more hits in than the Goblin Warlord. So even though that their Goblin Warlord had more HP for starts, I've got some faith in our Knight Barbarian. Get him, boy! Okay, come on. Try it. Oh. Nope. Just stop.
Overkill.
Thank you. Christ, you got me worried for a second there, man. Goblin Warlord is vanquished and by a better fighter, and the crowd cheers. You get 750 gold for that. Definitely the Corpse Lord. And we will bet the maximum. The gates slide open, and the two fighters emerge readily from the gates, and the crowd is electric, and their chanting can be heard from miles around. The warriors charge in and prepare for death. This is probably a pretty easy win for us, and gets him in. Hold on, I'm just trying to do something. There we go. All right. So now they will not accept any more golds. How about the Grand Champion? Well, I mean, we could watch the Grand Champion fight. I think. The Grand Champion. Watch the champion fight. And the screams of, so this is the Budok, the Bane of Ogres, who killed our last champion. And Viren, the Flyer of Peasants. Flayer of Peasants, not Flyer. Flayer of Peasants. Man, imagine being called the Flayer of Peasants. You flay peasants! Also, Mr. Upsetter, if I can ask, how'd you end up on this stream? Like, I know that you're going like, this is early 80s style gaming, but like, how did you end up here? Because I think the only thing more surprising than somebody streaming a game like this on Twitch is somebody finding a game like this on Twitch. So, how did you end up here, if I can ask? Budok, the Bane of Ogres, gets a fairly light hit on Yurin, the Flayer of Peasants. It's a second hit in. Wow, okay. Budok, the Bane of Ogres, ducks a swift blow from Yurin, the Flayer of Peasants, like it's nothing, and the crowd cheers. Budok, the Bane of Ogres, shouts, "You are a foul cretin!" and kills him. Damn. Yurin, the Flayer of Peasants, is defeated and will never fight nor breathe again. Turns out Budok is not, yeah, he's not a peasant. This guy can only flay peasants. This is true. All right. I guess we'll go back to exploring the realm. We'll go back to the Northlands and see if I can get some money out of the Brawler's Pit now that I've won some of my money back. All right, chat. Sir Hefner, the Lucky Veteran Bandit, or Zagroth, the Giant-Fisted Brawler. So if I understand it, the lucky ones get more crits. Giant-Fisted just hit harder. You prefer consistency? Yeah. I think I'm leaning lucky, chat. I'm leaning lucky. Feeling lucky. We're going to bet 1,000 coins. Hoi! Vey! A lucky veteran bandit. Hafner, the lucky veteran bandit, gets a critical hit on his opponent. And gets another punch on his opponent. Gets another punch on his opponent. Gets another punch on his opponent. But the Giant-Fisted lands a solid punch on his opponent, bring him down to 22 HP. Good lord, and we lose. Well, you guys are right, chat. Pimus, the thick-skinned veteran fighter, or Sir Kritig, the rough warlord. Hmm. Yeah, I think you guys are probably right. The Rough Warlord. Let's just bet 1,000 again. Rough Warlord seems to have the HP advantage. Pamus, the thick-skinned veteran fighter, lands a punch on the opponent. Misses the opponent. Lands a punch on the opponent. Sir Critic, the Rough Warlord, lands a solid punch on the opponent. Thick-skinned veteran fighter gets a critical hit. That's good. Thick-skinned veteran fighter lands a light punch. The Rough Warlord lands a hard punch. Another hard punch. The veteran fighter lands a punch on the opponent. Sir Critic, the Rough Warlord, misses the opponent. Sir Critic, the Rough Warlord, gets a critical hit on the opponent. Okay. Bring him down to 100 HP. We're just going to kind of power through a little bit of this, and it looks like we're getting the crap beaten out of us. Come on, man. Work with us here. Thick-skinned veteran fighter gets a critical hit on the opponent, and we are literally at 1 HP. Thanks for helping, Mr. Upsetter. Thanks for hanging out. Cheers. And we lost our money. All right, fuck this place. Can I buy the Brawler's Pit? Hmm. This is a toughin'. It's a toughie. Because, like, I desperately need money. It's like the game's kind of decided, it's like, yeah, it's time for you to leave. Or lose, rather. Well, I guess we'll hang out in the throne room. You enter the throne room and take your place on the throne of the North Pole, and you are told that there is a small line of 12 people waiting to see you. Are there any laws to abuse? I could tax the taxes tax, but that would just, like, wreck my popularity. Because, like, if I go to change the laws of the land, if I go to taxes and subsidies, like, I could tax taxes, which just gives people more taxes. I could turn gambling tax back on, because clearly this is not working. We could turn on a banking tax. Crime policies. We could do overzealous arrests. Do we have... definitely not anything I could make money off of in social policies. Goblin policies. Not really. Maybe that will work. It's possible. I mean, I'm not going to tax the taxes tax. It does bring in quite a bit of money. Oh. I can't remember how much it makes people hate you, and I don't want to go into the negative. That's the thing. Really don't want to go into the negative. Because going into the negative is real bad. Then a lot of my people will just leave and go join the mercenary fights. Hmm. And I can't afford any of these buildings. So I don't know. I think all we can really do is speak with the visitors that are waiting. You are visited by a wise man who says he has some advice to share. It's 16 gold. Refuse to hear the advice. You are visited by an armed man who demands a glorious death fighting for the North Pole. Allow him to enlist. Welcome to the military. You are visited by a traveling bard who asks to play you a song on his elven lute. He says, I am pretty good at this. I shall play you a short song. Happily hear it. The bard anxiously awaits your response. Chat, what's our response? Let's see. I'm seeing Warfix change. You change your opinion halfway through. Okay. Hmm. You changed. Fair enough. All right. So let's see. We got 4, 4. That was acceptable. Seems to be chat's kind of consensus. So I think we'll go with that. Do we want him to play again? Or do we ask him to leave? That's the important question. Play again? Okay. This guy should go play for King Gizzard. That was acceptable. And we will let him leave. Send in the next visitor. You're visited by a man who claims to be a famous silk weaver. He looks into a big sack and pulls out what he says is a magical cloak. You can't see anything, but he assures you the cloak is very real and is invisible. Only those who are incompetent or scheming. Wait, so it's invisible to only those who are incompetent or scheming. This is yours for 1,000 gold. I'm listening to the Terraria soundtrack. This game has music, but it's kind of repetitive. And if you're gonna play it for like 8 hours straight, like I am, not really the most entertaining music. After a while, music is not the strong part of this game, to be honest. It's kind of like Dwarf Fortress in that way. Yep, still acceptable. You can pretty much, Redger, yeah. Chat says to the dungeons with him. Get out of here, you trickster. To the dungeons with him. +1 prisoner. A shady man arrives at your court and invites you to play a coin flip game. Chat, heads or tails? Quick, go. Call bet. Heads or tails? I have like 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Tails. +10 gold. Yay! I'm done playing. Get out while you're ahead, like I say. You're visited by a traveling jester who says, hello, I've been saving my best joke. Would you like to hear it? What do you call a town of pretentious fairies? A kingdom of elves! This guy must play Dwarf Fortress. Well. I don't know if I want to kill him, but that joke was terrible, I think. The traveling jester says, well then, I have one thing to say, and he opens his mouth and burps. You are visited by an unhappy peasant who claims to have come in possession of a basket full of magical fruit, and he claims that it can be fed to soldiers to make them stronger. And he asks for 50 gold for it. Done. Thanks. You are visited by a traveling bard who asks to play a song on his little goblin drums. I am a novice. I shall play you a very short song. What do you think of that performance? Not impressed, acceptable, pretty terrible, TBH. Great, supported the arts. Yeah, well, I mean, you may leave the court. The drummer leaves your court. It's a little drummer boy, you know? It's the holidays, right? You're visited by an armed man who wants to join your army, and he's long awaited this moment. Okay. He says, yay, and joins. You are visited by a traveling jester who says, hail and well met, my friend. My aim is to make you laugh hysterically with a handwritten joke. We shall listen to his joke. A zombie shambles into a bar. The bartender says, first time I've seen a zombie in here. Here's a drink named after you. You know? The zombie replied, really? Drink named Kevin? Well.
Is that interesting?
Also boo. Yes, that too. Better than it was better than the last one. Yes, this is true. It was an okay joke. I mean, the last one got a terrible. So it's okay. You are visited by a wise man who has a hat that looks like a sword stabbed through his head, and he says he has some advice to share. Well, listen to your advice. Don't eat brown snow. No, really. If you do, you're gonna have a bad time. Wow. I mean, yeah, he's not wrong. That was very, very good. Tell me another. The bigger your trade post, the more gold you stand to make from trade deals with your friends. That was also very good. Tell me another. There are some who support rebels, claiming to be the path of better fortune. Some heard of a goblin town in the thick forests to the west. I am indifferent. You may go now. The wise man leaves. One final visitor is waiting to see us. Visited by a well-off-looking goblin, he comes in, seeking financial aid to try and excavate an area ripe for gold deposits. And he says that there are risks involved, but some of the rewards are potentially far greater. And he asks for an investment of 10,000 gold and promises a 3-hold in return. I wish I had 10,000 gold to give you, mate. I wish I did, but I don't, so I would say that man's excellent advice was actually bordering on stating the bloody obvious. For whatever that's worth. We're going to refuse. But the thing I am going to do is we're going to go out to the north. We're going to head further north, even further north. And we're going to go to our mine, Hlock Mine. And we're going to prospect for more gold veins. We find nothing. Well, that was a waste of money. I'm going to recruit more units. Hire peasants. I'll hire 108. We're going to explore the realm again. We're going to head north. Head further north. Head further north. Go to there. I'm going to turn peasants into miners. Another 75 in there. Back out. We're going to go back to the Explorer Stone. I'm going to rub the stone. And rub the stone. And rub the stone. And rub the stone. Doesn't give me any luck this time, sad. And then we end the current year. I just turned the peasants into miners. Yeah, to work in my gold mines, naturally. So they can shovel 16 tons and then sing, what do you got? Another day older and deeper in debt. Well, launch no attacks, I suppose. We didn't get invaded this year? Hallelujah. All right. You received 128 gold from your 4 lands, 244 gold in tribute from the Greenskin Mining Company, 436 gold from your bank tax law, 464 gold from your gambling tax law, 1,703 gold from general taxes, 4,043 gold in tributes from Andreas the Goblin Slaver, and your prisoners earn you 692 gold from labor work. A wagon man brings you 16 gold in trade. You get some money from the Rose Dusk Legion and 63 gold. Greenkoch sends you 1,005 gold. You earn gold from the Tsardom. We earn gold from the Pincer Gold Blood Court. And we get some money from the Daspotate Invincible Demons, half demons. And an independent merchant caravan visits your lands and you earn 70 gold. We receive 1,700 gold from the Holok Mine. And you enlist 23 soldiers from your 4 lands. A group of 2 goblins join. Your trainers train 33 peasants into soldiers. And a group of 9 local hedge knights pledge to join you. Well, that's pretty good. It's a holiday miracle. Wait, what? That seemed profitable. Prisons are profitable, but expanding the prison is very expensive. I could tell you how many prisoners I have in a minute. Let's see. Visit, I think it's other buildings. Prison. We have a past capacity for 1,000 prisoners, and we currently have 307. I could allow overzealous arrests for a year and just arrest everybody, but that really pisses people off. Which I'm not certain I want to do for a variety of reasons. Also, hey, Limbasa, how you been? All right, well, 6791 gold. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, actually. How do we want to start this? Let's visit the Grand Arena. And we're going to bet on a fight. We're going to... Levy Soldier. I don't know what a levy... I'm not actually going to bet on this one. Because I don't know what a levy soldier is. I probably would have lost that one.
Overkill.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm glad you're enjoying the voices. You go to pay the gold fee for the fight, but they didn't charge me for some reason. Chat, Goblin Warlord or a Bandit? Who do we bet on? Yes, but I've never seen one in here. So this game's a lot of experimentation, Morphax, because you don't get any strict like stats for any of the different types of units. If you see one you've never seen before, it's best not to bet because they might just have like 1,000 HP or something stupid. But chat's overwhelmingly saying Goblin Warlord versus Bandit. I guess we'll bet. We'll just bet 1,000. Or bet. From your understanding, sure, but it's just not one that I've seen before. The Goblin Warlord gets a huge strike on the Bandit. Good. The Goblin Warlord takes a wild swing from the Bandit, but dodges it. And Goblin Warlord Bandit gets caught in a parry, and then the Goblin Warlord breaks the parry and instantly gets a sharp blow. The Goblin Warlord gets a fantastic strike on the Bandit, and the Bandit is slain, and the crowd cheers for the victorious Goblin Warlord. And we're going to bet on another fight. You pay a 25 gold fee to watch the fight. Definitely going for the Mind Ruler. This is, again, not a fair fight. And we're just going to bet the 6,000. Watch, like, a fireball from the crowd kill the guy that I'm betting on. The crowd cheers for blood, and the 2 fighters emerge from the gates and march towards each other, awaiting the dance of death. And that will soon take place. The Orange Earth and Scion Mind Ruler and Peasant get caught in a parry that quickly breaks. The Scion Mind Ruler gets a light hit in on the Peasant. And then they fight, but the attack is dodged. The fight stops for a moment as a naked goblin streaks across the arena before jumping over the barrier and escaping. The orange Scion Mind Ruler gets a pair of huge hits on the peasant. The orange Earthen Scion Mind Ruler dodges a swing from the peasant. The orange Earthen Scion Mind Ruler gets a pretty light hit on the peasant. Not really doing much, and then overkills him with a hit from an unexpected direction, and we get our 9,000 gold. All right, they are no longer expecting any bets, but we can watch the Grand Champion fight. Let's watch him fight. Budurk, the Bane of Ogres, versus Brynjolf the Nelfir, son of Nelfir. Nelfir. Sounds like sulfur. Buduk, the Bane of Ogres, is very weak this time for some reason. After some beating, though, he easily hands that guy's head back to him on a stick. Brynjolf, the son of Nulfur, will never breathe again, and the people cheer for the Grand Champion and who keeps his title and leaves victorious. Glory to Buduk, Bane of Ogres. How strong are you now, man? He's very dim-witted, but... seems pretty strong. All right, well, we shall continue heading north. Let's head north. Let's jump into the Explorer Stone real quick and rub it twice. Yay, we gain 1 exploration chance. So I can explore. Ruins of Icewatch Keep. You wander across a patch of barren land that could be made arable if you have the means to terraform it. I need to get terraforming in order to be able to terraform lands, which I don't have access to right now. I'm not actually sure how you get terraforming, though. You visit the ruins of the Icewatch, a fortress said to have been built long ago by a mighty army to watch over the icy walls of the end of the world. Next to the ruins stands a tavern, which a loud racket is coming from. We enter the tavern. Chat, I think it's time for us to have a drink. And then after, we'll have to listen to a bard, naturally. And then witness a brawl, speak to the tavern keep, and then speak to a random patron. So let's get us a drink. You pay the 3 gold, and Barwin Skullstomper pours an ale, and you thoroughly enjoy the ale. You can't tell what, but something about it really hits the spot, and you consider it one of the nicer drinks you've had. Chat room, can I get a big round of beers for the brand new Prime sub from Almost Hame? Thank you very much for that brand new subscription. It's the first notification of money in 2 hours. Much appreciated. Goes a long way. We actually, I legit have a glass of beer, so I can clink with my IPA. I hope that you are having a good pre-holiday. Thank you much. We pay the 3 gold. Yep. Now let's listen to the bard. The bard begins playing and tuning his lute. Tavern goes silent. As soon as the song starts, the tavern goes wild. I don't want your maidens take your lands and leave you dead, hey. I don't want your riches take your lands and be the king, hey. I'll be killing witches, take your hand and kiss the ring, hey. You know? That was a fucking jam. Thanks for the $5, by the way, Darren. Cheers, dude. I'm gonna make him play that again. Encore. I don't want to take your votes to gold, I want your heads, hey. This is Warsim Punk, I think. I don't want your riches, take your lands and be the king, hey. I'll be killing witches, take your hand and kiss the ring, hey. I'm not gonna lie, that last line, I'll be killing witches and take your hand and kiss the ring, hey, is actually pretty good. That's pretty good. And Magic Balloon, thank you very much for gifting a sub to Glad Alex. You used frozen blueberries to make you that could work. That could work, Darren. That could work. Thanks for the hype train. Cheers, chat. And glad, Alex, you enjoy the ad-free viewing for the next 30 days. All right, let's watch a brawl. You look to find a fight, and soon you see one occur. The fight started over a disagreement of whose turn it was to pay for a round of drinks. Bonk, 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 bonk. The fighting is finally over, and the winner of the fight is Pendor Deathsetter. Ask the winning fighter to be one of your champions. He's not interested in becoming one of your champions, and he leaves. Let's speak with a random patron. I hate Wilderman. Why? Well, you're wearing my glorious hat that I designed myself, so that's wonderful. Let's speak with another one. You see a dog anyway? I lost him the other day when I passed out drinking. Haven't seen him since. Oh no, that's sad. Oh, that's always sad. Running out of a particular drink is always unfortunate, or a particular anything is always unfortunate. But chat, thanks very much for that little train. Very much appreciate it. If it hits 100%, like one more person gets a sub or another 500 bits or so, you'll get emotes. Thank you. Cheers. Tomorrow will actually be my last stream before I go on vacation. I will be gone from, well, I guess after I finish streaming tomorrow until the 31st, where I return for the annual Getting Over It-a-thon. And then we go back to the normal schedule on the 1st of January of 2022, because this year just like fucking came and went, apparently. Let's speak with the Tavern Keep. You approach the Tavern Keep, an elf with a strange streak of hair sticking up. I am Borwin's Skull Stumper. Welcome to the Ice Watch Tavern. How do you exist so far from civilization? Hardy northerners will always find a way to get drunk. This way to create a tavern without rule or imposing nature of anything nearby. Here we are truly on the edge of the world, and only a handfuls of hardy northerners make the pilgrimage here from across the Northlands before they spend their gold getting violently drunk and having a good time, and then make the trek back to earn even more gold and repeat. Shows how much you drink. You purchased it last year for New Year's. Well, maybe it's time to purchase another bottle for New Year's? I don't know how big of a bottle that was, but... Who are you? I am Borwin the Skull Stumper. I tend to the tavern with a small staff of friends. I've been running this place for a little while. I'll probably allow one of the staff to take it over when I get too old. Tell me about the far north. It's real far from civilization. I think there are small, quiet groups carving out an existence out here. But we do not cross paths. We get a nice view of the mountains from here. Oh, huge things they are. Where do you get your ale? We brew it ourselves. What drinks do you have here? Just strong northern air. Now that's a real drink. All right. That was kind of fun. I think I'm just going to let my mind make me some money. I'm not going to worry about spending money on it. For a little bit, anyway. The thing is, like, we desperately need money. So I'm thinking about just, like, not spending any money this year and just saving what we have. And hopefully turning it into more money next year. But we do have some visitors to wait for. Your guards bring forward a man who is accused of being a rebel. Ask him to explain himself. I could stuff some more peasants into it. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Ask the arresting guard for his statement. Well, if I'm honest, probably not. But release him then. Man leaves the throne room. You are visited by a sickly-looking butcher who asks to join your army as his farm was burned down by bandits, okay? You're visited by a mad townsman who says, "Rotting is laughable." Chat room, thank you very much for that little hype train. And I know the thing says that you missed it, but trust me, you guys didn't, because the hype train comes from just you guys supporting the channel and letting me do this as a job. So thank you to you guys for keeping this stream funded. 500 biddies at a time and 1 Prime sub at a time. Cheers, chat. All right. What do we do for this with this man, chat? I think to the dungeons with him because we profit from it. So, you know, +1 prison. You are visited by a traveling bard. He asks to play you a song on his lute. I am a novice and I shall play you a song. I kind of like that one, actually. Chat, what do you think of that one? Also, I love your wording of "could stuff some more peasants in it." That's like some of my favorite wording I've seen today about what to do with the mine is just stuff more peasants into it. That was a pretty good performance. It was good. Let's request he play again. Ooh, bassy. His hat is pretentious? It's a cultural thing. He's from the East. That was a great performance. He says thank you. We shall let him leave the court. We have one more visitor. You are visited by an unhappy traveler who claims to have come in possession of a magical fruit, and he claims it can be fed to soldiers. Yes, I will buy the fruit. I guess that's all that we can do for this year. We're going to launch no attacks. We didn't get attacked. Yay! Okay, so we received 200 gold in rents from your 4 lands, 249 gold in tribute from the Greenskin Mining Company, 433 gold from the gambling tax law. Oh, also, chat, if we decide that we want to play this run longer, something I can actually do in the laws is I think I can change the current year. So I can give us more years left by, you know, changing the year. Because we get 50 years for this playthrough. But if we decide we want more, I think I can extend that. Cool. 1,700 gold yearly from that mine's pretty good. Not going to lie. The other mine gives us some money in tributes. It's not bad. We got 17 soldiers for my 2 lands. We train 1 peasant. Due to auctions, Gold Hand, Seawolf's public... Wait, what? Gold Hand of Seawolf's public opinion drops by 3. I don't understand that one. Champion skill is increased. Editing the save game? No, there's actually a law where you can just change the year. Here. At least I think you can. If you go to change the laws of the land, I want to say it's in others. Yeah, declare a different number for our current year under Law 5. I think you can just, like, change the year that it is. I mean, also, for reference, we're never going to stop people. We're never going to stop forcing people to wear hats. Yes, my personal referred to title is Daddy. We are Saint and Santa, of course, naturally. Well, revenue is rising, which is what we want. I think what we're going to do, hire units. No peasants available for recruitment. Well, that's blasphemous, man. Saint Daddy Santa, naturally. Absolutely. Or maybe it's Daddy Saint Santa. Or it's Santa Daddy Saint. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Daddy know when you've been naughty. Daddy know when you've been awake. Daddy know if you've been bad or good, so you better behave this week. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's the beer talking. Well, let's go explore in the north. Head further north. Head further north. Whoop, whoop. Nope, 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 nope. Head further north. Go to the Explorer's Stone. Rub the stone twice. We get an extra explore point. Explore. Explore. And explore. We find nothing. But we get one more. And we find nothing. Well, let's see if I can deposit any more peasants. You have no peasants available to put in the mine. Damn it! You only need to rub it twice, to be fair. And Diamond, you have a good night. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow if we do. Cheers, man. Also, chat investments are open if you want to invest your tickets. I kind of don't want to prospect for more because, like, it's just wasting money. But on the topic of wasting money, we should go bet some money on some fights. So let's go do that. Let's see the Grand Champion. Let's bet on the Grand Champion fight. I'm going to bet on the Bane of Ogres, who is our Grand Champion. And we're going to bet 3,000 on him. All right, well. This is me wishing the Grand Champion good luck. Proof. All right. The crowd roars and the two fighters emerge from either end of the arena and march ever closer. The bloodthirsty crowd watch closely, awaiting their first blow.
Overkill.
Well, that's a first. Budok, the Bane of Ogres, gets a devastatingly solid hit on Umbre Berexen. And it's a critical hit. Nice. Umbre Berexen has died on the cold floor. The people rejoice for the Grand Champion, and he keeps his title and leaves victorious, and the grounds chants the Bane of Ogres. Bane of Ogres. And we get a lot of money on our bet. Okay, well, that's good. We pay the fee to watch a fight. We're going to definitely bet all of our money on this half-demon. And we win a bunch of money. The Orange Earth and Scion Mindwalker is defeated, and his corpse is dragged away, naturally. And the cheers for the invincible half-demon champion, the mighty victor. And the arena is no longer accepting monies. All right. You enter the throne room and take your place on the throne of the North Pole. You are told that there is just 9 people waiting to visit you. You are visited by a traveling bard who asks to show you his old clicking ways. I'm a decent musician and I shall play you a song. I'd love to hear it, sir. That's a big win, Darren. Chat, what'd you think of this performance? I think it's about as complicated as doing this. See, I can do it too. That was acceptable. He thanks you. Get out of my court. You are visited by a famous townsman who wants to join your army because it seems to be what everyone else is doing right now. You are visited by a drunk man who says, I was drinking and I thought it would be a really funny joke. Yeah, I hear it. And we say, yeah. And he says, what's funnier than seeing a dead goblin? 2 dead goblins. What do we think of that joke, chat? Because that's my answer. Pay pay him? Why? I think that we found ourselves an excellent, he's gonna pay us for that joke. On to the next one. You are visited by a silent man, and he stares at you. Stare back. The man nods, and then he walks off. Okay. You are visited by an experienced townsman who wishes to join the army as his older cousin did. Okay. That was just a racism. That was just a racism indeed it was, which is why he's in the prison. You are visited by a young craftsman who claims one of your soldiers bedded his daughter. And he is furious. I mean, assuming it was, like, consenting, I would say good for the soldier. And also, yay for the daughter. I hope they had fun. But chat, what do you think? He just wants $10 because one of my soldiers banged his daughter. I mean, maybe you'll get more peasants to the dungeons with him. I think I'm gonna refuse his request. -1 public opinion. $10, congrats! Yeah, right? You're visited by a small goblin who, without warning, pulls down his breeches and begins to urinate on your courtroom floor with a grin on his face. I mean, to be honest, sell him to the slaver. The goblin begins screaming as your guards carry him off. The goblin slaver, who gives you a 5 gold fee. You're visited by a dirty townsman who claims to have one in... I'll definitely take that. You are visited by a traveling bard who asks to play you a song on his lute. I am a beginner, but I should play you a very short song. That was almost like Twinkle Twinkle. That was almost a dun 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 dun. There should be like a 1 in 1,000 chance that it just plays Twinkle Twinkle. Just dun 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 dun. I would definitely pay like 50 gold if they played Twinkle Twinkle. Remove him from your court. Oh, there's no one left to visit me. All right. I'm going to go to the Royal Bank. I'm going to make a deposit. 22,500 gold. We're going to end the current year. We're going to attack nobody. My saint, I received word that rebels have marched on us. Do you want to see the battle? Or you can read the report later. I'll read the report later. We lose another land. Well, that's really bad. Prisoner's labor is fruitless, earning only a little bit of money. We get some money in tributes, gambling taxes, yada yada. The greenskin tributes are pretty good this year. 16 gold in interest from your stored gold. The invincible demon despotate send us money. Excellent. You know, it's 13 soldiers over 3 lands. Ah! Gold on Caliph, lead an assault on your barracks and kill 154 soldiers, losing 206 men in the process. Ugh, that's rough. That's rough. But all that being said, I think that is it for Santa's adventures today in Warsim. Because I've been invited to go get dinner with my little sister and her boyfriend and another family member. So I'm going to go do that because it's the holidays and people are in town. So we're going to save game. Santa.txt save has been updated. But before I go, I just want to thank everybody who's hanging out and watching the stream right now. Views are very low. Probably because it's, you know, of the day it is. And also because of the game I'm playing. But I just want to say, you know, literally I get very few raids. Right? I get some raids from my team sometimes. And I sometimes get small raids from community members, which I appreciate. But promoting this channel is difficult. And I'm about to go on vacation. I'm going to be gone for a little bit. Probably a totally uneditable save file. Oh, it's definitely an editable save file. Like literally, the save files for this game are just a notepad page, and you can just go change whatever the fuck you want. Absolutely, you can do that. If you're interested in checking out this game that I've been playing today, Warsim, The Realm of Barcelona, it's on Steam, it's on itch.